They roll coverage.
This is just a great opportunity for us. A great opportunity for us to come together as a team to execute. And today was the start of that.
Hold on, that's it? That's the end. The guy that normally starts his press conferences with a 2 or 3 minute, I mean, sometimes it's a minute, but normally more than 60-second rant about improving and everything like that. That face right there does not look like a happy man. Does he know something that we don't? Does he not have confidence going into Arizona, man? I surely hope not, but we're going to find out in this press conference breakdown for sure.
The way that Buddha operates, how important is it for Bryce and Austin to be on the same page from a protection standpoint? And what did you see on tape from Austin, and where are you at with this?
I think it's really critical just kind of knowing where he's at. They have a cool nickel package. He's so versatile and he can cover a lot of ground. He understands the timing of football and the snap and all those things. So he presents, different challenges as you go into the line of scrimmage, whether it's in the run game or the pass game. So we have to be aware of that. We got to prep our guys, and particularly on the scout team to try to give those types of looks so that we can replicate that and be ready for that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a little crazy that Buda Baker is getting all this praise when most of us don't even think Buda Baker is top 10 in his position. Maybe I shouldn't say most. A bunch of people don't. And to be honest, Carolina has owned this matchup. So I don't even want to put the onus on a guy like Buda Baker. I'm going to put the onus on a guy that needs to put his foot forwards to win this game, not for a guy to beat us. I don't want it to be something about, the play calling beat us or whatever. So I want to see Bryce Young out there throwing that ball. Yes, they have Will Johnson. Yes, they have Buda Baker. But I don't think we're going to be able to run on this team. And if we are, it's because of the insane amount of injuries that Arizona has. And you know what? If that's what Carolina needs to get the first win of the season, oh well, I'll take that win from Arizona and roll with it. But at the same time, is there a scenario where we walk into this game and not win? Man, the confidence I'm getting from this guy right now that normally just exudes it, the optimist bully, is all of a sudden like short, simple answers. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm in the camp already that David Tepper's told this man that if you don't turn it around, there's going to be consequences. Of course, I think that Ejiro Evero is going to be the first one to be fired just because the defense has looked so bad for so long. But injuries and all that other stuff kind of goes with that. I don't know. I truly don't know, and I'm not going to officially pick the Cardinals, yet at least. I really need Carolina to win this game, so I might just put my money where my mouth is, bet Carolina, and just hope and pray that I'm wrong. I don't really know where else to go from here.
Austin said last week they had a new defense coordinator. The scheme was a little new. He said that may have caused some of the issues in terms of identifying things. How beneficial is it that the Cardinals, while I know there's some new personnel, the scheme looks to be roughly the same?
Yeah, it's good to have the carryover. It's good that we have, a late season game against them to be able to look at, and kind of see the attack, how we were trying to attack them, how they were trying to attack us, and the familiarity certainly helps as you prepare for practices, So, for us, again, with that being said, they still do a lot of different things. I respect the heck out of this group and Coach Gannon and the way that they present their defense.
Okay, Dave, perfect time to pause this on this face because I'm actually doing a Jonathan Gannon breakdown. He's got a press conference out already, but I'm holding it till tomorrow. So Friday, starting at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going live on YouTube and X. We're breaking down Jonathan Gannon. I'm breaking down Tracy Smith, our special teams coordinator. Brad Idzik, our OC. The Ejiro Evero press conference. It's all going down tomorrow at 2 p.m. So if you want to know more about the guy that he's praising right now, Jonathan Gannon, and this Arizona Cardinals team, we're going to be able to glean a lot from it tomorrow. So I'm excited about that, and I can't wait to see you guys there.
And how much did what Joe was talking about, the confusion that seemed to be there at times on Sunday, have to do with the plays not getting there on time?
For me, I thought the operation was pretty smooth. There was a couple of times we were up against it. I think that's pretty typical for game one.
The latest on Icky, still day-to-day, right?
He had a great day today. We got him all the way through Indy, got into some team drills. He was limited. We didn't feel like we could throw him out there for a full practice quite yet, but he looked great. He looked strong. He was asking for more. We told him tomorrow we're going to pad up, and that's going to be a great day to, keep building on this.
What about, how did Josh look upon film review?
I thought he had a solid game. he had his work cut out for him going against Josh Hines Allen. He's a fantastic player. He got him a couple times, but Yash settled in and played a pretty solid game in the run game, pass protection wise. Like I said, he beat him a couple times, but for just looking at the whole thing, I just was really glad that we had Yash to be able to go into that game. We had Brady there to be available for other things as well. So, I think that was it.
Okay, I'll give you the Yash one. Yes, it was nice to have a semi-competent guy out there, but really his PFF grades were horrible. And to be honest, this offensive line got a top 6 or something rating when it comes to pass protection. Yet we're still only able to put up 3 points on the board. I think that as much as I'm wanting, like especially at the beginning of this press conference, I want him to come out there and give me that optimism. At the same time, I feel like the fan base might be over it. Genuinely. If you go look at the fan reactions after that game, it was not positive. People want more creativity to the offense and everything like that, but to be honest, we weren't even able to execute on basic plays at times. So I don't know the nuance needed to go crazier when we can't even get the basic stuff done. I don't think Yash is truly worth praise right now because that game was really bad. 3 points essentially through 4 quarters. That garbage time touchdown I take out because, to be honest, the game was over. It just made it look nicer on the scoreboard. That was a really bad outing from the offense. And regardless of how much hate people want to put towards the defense, I'm sorry, I got to put probably 60+% of this on the offense. They couldn't get anything done. And especially, obviously, Bryce Young, the guy that touched the ball every freaking down.
Hey, Coach, I just wanted to follow up on the missed tackles. You spoke Monday of going back to the basics.
Yeah.
What tactics do you use to coach up NFL players to tackle better?
Yeah, we just go right at it. I think the gift of when things, you come out of a game and there's some fundamental things that you can focus on, I think it's just a great opportunity to go right back to the basics. Coach E had a phenomenal tackling circuit down there, tracking in the open field, coming out of the stack, second guy attacking the ball, and just getting our knees bent, getting our feet square, and finishing the tackle with a good wrap. And so there was a good circuit today. I looked at the guys and saw their energy down there, and there wasn't any eye rolling. There was just like, you know what? All right, this is on par with how we did. Let's improve this fundamental part of our game so that we can continue to pursue the good football we're looking for.
Absolutely. To be honest, tackling was the biggest issue. That's the thing that people keep ignoring. If literally 3 people didn't blow up, or I shouldn't say blow up, completely get blown by in that 70-yard run, it doesn't go 70 yards. We have guys like Nick Scott that can't make basic tackles, but yet we're sitting guys like Lathan Ransom. I don't understand the thought process, especially because we saw what we saw in the preseason from some of these guys, and they were not able to tackle at a high level. So I'm sorry, the tackling has been an issue for more than just this game. It's been an issue for more than just the preseason games. It's been an issue since Josie Jewell announced his retirement, because then that put Rose and Trevin Wallace on the field 24/7, and no offense, that is not a winning formula for this team. Regardless that we run a 3-4, we don't actually have quality like coverage linebackers, period. Rose included.
How did T-Mac impact the game beyond his catches? How did he impact the game? What you saw defenses doing differently to account for him that may have helped you other ways?
I didn't see huge adjustments by the defense, taking him into consideration. He had some good one-on-one ops. He won most of them. There was a good opportunity down in the end zone, where the corner made a great play on the post throw. But I think just in general, whether we move him around, put him in the single, he just gave us an ability to have another reliable target that attacks the ball like we've seen, So, and then I just kind of was feeling his energy going into the game, and he was very confident beforehand. Felt like he was prepared, and he had a great day, graded out, mentally in terms of knowing what to do and all that. Pretty good too.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. The fact that the defense is going to get run through for this, I understand where all the criticism is coming from. I understand why people are mad, but I don't think that solely goes on one player when it's an amalgamation of talent. There's so much more on this team that is lost in translation There's so much that we place on one player or one coach that even I have to check myself. I can't put it all on Bryce Young. There were drops. There was offensive line issues. There are all of these other things contributing to it. But at the same time, you're paid your salary because I expect you to do your job. And 3 points through almost 4 quarters is not acceptable, period.
As last Sunday goes, is it one of those games for you as a coach where, you look at the situation, you get on them, or do you just say, guys, look at what happened, you feel bad, you kind of lighten up a little bit and say, you know what you have to do kind of thing?
Yeah, it's an opportunity to go right after the things that showed up that we need to work on, and our players teach us what to emphasize, and you get what you emphasize. And it's like it's always something different, whether it's offense or defense or special teams. But when those things show up, it just gives us an opportunity to coach it really hard, for the players to be accountable of it, and the constant reminders of how critical and how vital the fundamentals of this game are.
The Cardinals, on the opposite side of the ball against the defense, have pretty good talent where you guys have kind of shown weakness at tight end or running the ball, and we saw that in the previous game against them. What is the challenge with Kyler, and then on top of James Conner and Benson and all that stuff, plus the tight end position with McBride?
Yeah, just being really disciplined about our assignments, and trusting what you see, the reps throughout the week, trying to get any little piece of information that we can on what they're doing, and that's the challenge of it. I come from a system in Seattle where, at one point, early in Russell's career with Marshawn back there, we did a bunch of different things with the tight ends, with the back, with the shotgun formations and all that. And so there are challenges that come with it, and so there are certain rules that come with that as well, on a defensive standpoint. So we got to be disciplined about that.
Yeah, but genuinely, I don't think that this scheme of Arizona is going to change a whole lot. They're going to feed Trey McBride because we have a weak linebacker core. That means we're either going to have to put a guy like Rose or Trevin on him and hope and pray that they can actually hold up, which, again, I have zero confidence in. Or we end up going into a scenario where we play one high and then we bring down a guy like Lathan Ransom, something that the team has talked about, playing safeties as linebackers, maybe bringing down Trevon Morig at times. So I think that could be a little bit of how we handle it. Maybe get a safety on him instead, bigger, thicker guy. But at the same time, the running game is going to be an issue for us regardless. Benson, I feel like, is a better runner than James Conner. That's just my opinion. But at the same time, I really am worried about Marvin Harrison. I love the pick by JC in our Jacksonville game. But at the same time, I'm a bit hesitant about Kyler's ability to run. I mean, there's a lot of other places I'm concerned about before I'm concerned about the running room in Arizona. Not even to mention, again, they've got injuries all over. So Arizona's in a different place offensively and defensively. I mean, if they had Walter Nolan on the field, this would be a completely different defense. So I think there's something to be said about that. I'm obviously happy that Carolina didn't listen to me because I wanted Walter Nolan. I mean, the dude's on the PUP list now, so hey, at least our guys are playing right now. But then again, in that Jacksonville game, the rookies didn't really play. We saw Scorton and Princely get 18 reps apiece. That's not enough for this young team. So I need to see more. Again, I'm not concerned about the Arizona offense because it should just run through Trey McBride and Marvin Harrison. We should be able to stop the run. I obviously know that we lost Turk Wharton, interior defensive lineman. I don't necessarily love that. But at the same time, we still have Derek Brown. I've still got guys like Cam Jackson, Princely, Scorton, Rose, and Trevin, even though I'm not a big fan of those last two. So I genuinely believe that if I was going to try and coerce or try and talk to Cardinals fans, I would tell them bet big on McBride, man, because I feel like he's going to be the early target.
How do you adjust without Turk in there now defensively?
Yeah, next guy up, just wanting our guys to be able to just play the techniques well, and be in their gaps, and then when it's your opportunity to make the play, come off of it, and bring everything you got. So
You indicated Monday that you were going to push the defensive staff to maybe look at some younger guys. Did you have that conversation, and what came out of it?
Yeah, I was honestly just addressing a question. Our staff knows, we all know here, we are developmentally minded. That's our philosophy, whether that goes with our staff, raising and teaching our staff, or whether that's with all of our players. You get 46 guys on game day. 3 of them are special teamers. You got 43. These guys all have to play at some point, you know? And so I was really just kind of talking about that. Like, these are the guys. They're all going to have to play at some point, you know, and just continuing to pour into them because the opportunities, here we go. We have an opportunity now. Turk Wharton all of a sudden is not here. Now Jaden Crumity has to play a bigger role, you know, and that's kind of what I was alluding to, you know, and just giving a little bit of reference and background to that.
And I understand that, Dave, but at the same time, telling me that a guy like Jaden Crumity is somehow going to be able to even hold water in the same way a guy like Turk Wharton is playing me for a fool. And I understand that's not what your intention is, but at the same time, as more invested fans are watching your press conferences, watching these breakdowns, shout out right here where I do all of your breakdowns, Dave, but we're constantly in this interesting place of, like, you say something one time, then you come up with a more polished answer the next time, and then of course when Evero goes to talk, I guarantee there's going to be a question about that same quote. I don't think you're being 100% honest when it comes to it. I do think that you have given Evero a bit more autonomy rather than forcing him to play certain players a certain amount of snaps or really having your thumb on the scale. But at the same time, I can't prove that. And I'm also not going to trudge you through the dirt for not forcing another man to do something. But at the same time, we've got to be honest about it. We need the rookies out there on a regular basis. I love the developmental. I love that you're committing to that. But you might not be here long enough for those guys to actually develop, especially if you can't get a win. And that is my sole concern with quotes like that.
From Nick scored in those limited reps.
Oh, high energy, you know, but definitely feeling his way through it. You know, definitely, you know, for me, I have a picture of him when he's at his confident and fastest best. And for me, when he was out there, he was kind of like, a little bit measured, and then I go, you know. And so the challenge for Nick is just go. Make the plays full speed, the mistakes full speed, and we'll correct it from there, you know. And that's been his calling card. That's the style that he plays with, you know, going back to his college film and what I've seen, you know, throughout camp, and now play with that kind of tenacity.
From an overall standpoint, like, what are the vibes at practice? Do they seem more focused? Do they seem relaxed still coming off of week 1 loss?
Previously, he stated that they seem super motivated. They seem like they were, I don't have the direct quote, of course, but it was literally discussing about, hey man, they really came into the meetings. They were, you know, they saw what they did wrong, essentially. They were being very introspective about it. So I'm very interested to see if he continues that same narrative.
Yeah, focused, you know, urgency. I think, you know, when you play a game like that, it's like all the guys it means something to them, you know. They were a little bit testy with each other. I don't mind saying that. I like seeing that. It matters to them. They care. And that's the type of focus and energy that we need, the type of passion that it takes to continue to grow our schemes, to continue to play together. It requires that type of accountability with each other.
Last question right here.
I mean, I don't love the answer. Kind of the same idea. You know, they're trying to hold each other accountable and everything like that, but maybe you just don't have the horses to run this race right now, Dave. I really hope that's not the case, because if that's the case, again, we have to have that David Tepper firing discussion. But, man, I really hope you can pull it together. I need something better, Dave. Just give me the win in Arizona, please.
Viewing the roster, obviously it didn't seem like Hunter was going to have plans to be on the active roster until Jalen's injury. What do you think about his performance on Sunday, is kind of how he's gotten reacclimated just physically and where he's at?
I'm so excited Hunter's here. You know, I think just having him in the game, having another guy you trust, know where he's going to be. And I think just as we continue to just build this season, you know, we'll be able to build and create more and more off of things that he's done forever. We have like an amazing, you know, 130 play cut up of Hunter Renfrow, you know, concepts and passes and things that fit in with our system and things that I'm curious learning about, you know, and trying to figure out how to incorporate. So I'm really stoked that he's here.
Man, I'm sorry. This Hunter Renfrow hype has gotten way too high. The dude got a hospital ball and is most likely not going to practice a whole lot this week. Like, he was putting his body on a line or on the line in a way that I haven't seen a Panthers player do in just a short while. I mean, obviously we've seen undrafted free agents and everything really go above and beyond, but Hunter's trying to make his NFL comeback justified. And I feel like Dave is trying to insert him into that Adam Thielen role but I genuinely believe that he's not even half the man that Adam Thielen is, regardless of that Minnesota game. I mean, the drop happened. But at the same time, I don't think that's really the best way forward. Petaroa should be that guy. Xavier Legette should be that guy. Jalen Coker in 4 weeks should be that guy. I don't want you hyped up about a 30-year-old wide receiver coming off of an injury in preseason, the hamstring. That's the reason why he didn't make the 53, because you didn't even know if he would be able to hold up the entire season. So I don't know where this Hunter Renfrow love is coming from, other than that they are just trying to find a good narrative for the fan base.
All right, thank you.
Hey, man, I don't know. Also, by the way, thank you, Dave. I didn't say thank you. Always got to do that. I don't know where I am with this team. Obviously, tomorrow we're doing the breakdown with the special teams coordinator, the OC, the DC, so we could get a lot of information from that. But what I'm seeing right here is a Dave Canales that doesn't seem happy. He doesn't seem like he enjoys the conversations. This is what we heard from Frank Reich as well. The conversations behind the scenes with David Tepper are heating up for sure. You can obviously see that on his face when he walks out, and of course in the shorter answers. This is a 9 or so minute press conference. That's not a normal Dave Canales press conference. It's normally 10 plus minutes of him really going into it. This was not that. There's clearly a shifting tide in Carolina. I'm not really sure where it is, but maybe tomorrow's breakdowns can give us a bit more information. Either way, can't wait to see you guys in the next video, or hey, in the next live. Peace.